loses the ball. Thunderridge takes control. They're going to pass it down to the 20. Over to C.J. Meehan. Down to the far side. Back over to Meehan. Meehan passes it down low. Shot! And goal! Thunderridge scores. Number 11, Ava Sabin, puts them up 1-0. Back at the faceoff, Rivera. And we're ready. Bounce off a couple player sticks. Running over it is Javernick. Javernick will try scooping up the ball. It's on the ground, and the referees blow their whistle. Ball knocked behind the goal. Scooped up by Bliss. Bliss behind the goal. Holding it. Running out to the near side. He's going to pass it in front. Shot. And it's stopped by Serena Ritter. She's going to pass it out to Alexandra. Alexandra running down. She's going to pass it over to Allen. Allen along the near side. Running into the 10-yard line. Backtracks. Passes it. Shot! Goal. Goal by number 2, C.J. Meehan. And Thunderridge takes an early 2-0 lead 3 minutes into this game. So now we're ready to resume play. Ball bounces off of Ava Sabin's stick, and Cheyenne Mountain will maintain possession. Grace LaJoy will pass it in. He's going to run forward, backtrack a little bit, and the defense by Mountain Vista doing pretty good. Eppers and Anderson. Great double team right there. Pass over to Sabin. Sabin along the far side, holds it, throws it back to Rivera. Rivera holding it at midfield. Over to Allen. Allen down to Rivera. Rivera passes it behind the goal. Anderson behind the goal. Out to the far side, to midfield. Holding it on the outside. Over to Meehan. Meehan to Rivera. Back over to Meehan. Shot knocked away by the Cheyenne Mountain goalie, and Cheyenne Mountain will maintain possession. Thunderridge passes it out in front. Scooped up by Rivera. Cheyenne Mountain passes it up off the stick of Bolio and out of bounds. Alexandra will throw it in at about the 40-yard line. Passes it over to Reading. Reading to Allen. Allen down to Rivera. Rivera on the near side. Passes it over to Allen. Allen runs in with it. In the corner. Passes it behind the goal to Anderson. Anderson holds it. Anderson passes it over. Back to Saban. Saban scoops the ball up. Down in front of the goal. Shot. Stopped. Shot stopped by number 32, Ashley Gertz. Cheyenne Mountain taking it up. Number 5, Van Wegen at midfield. Van Wegen is going to pass it up off of his stick. Scoop back up by Cheyenne Mountain. Number 2, Kate Bolio. Bolio in the middle. She's going to pass it up to number 9, Ellie Burkett. Burkett on the outside. Goes down to the 10-yard line. Pass back behind the goal. And the referees are going to blow their whistle. Stoppage play. On the outside, Cheyenne Mountain. Going down to the middle. 17 holds it. Is going to pass it over to number 2. 2 back to 17. Bolio to Klozinski. Klozinski in the middle. Klozinski is going to hand it over to Bliss. Bliss on the outside. Going in towards the goal. Knocked away by Redder. Redder's going to hold it, and the referees are going to blow their whistle. She's going to huck it down the field to Saban. Saban at the 40, now the 50. Taking it all the way down the field on the outside. She's going to stop and pass it over to Meehan. Meehan passes over to Rivera. Rivera back to Meehan. Meehan runs in. Pass back out in front. Shot. Goal. Number 24, Bridget Anderson, makes this a 3-0 game. Back at the face-off, Rivera. Ball knocked into the air, scooped up by Reading. Reading taking it down the field. In the middle. Has to backtrack. Passes it over to Saban. Saban to Meehan. Meehan over to Allen. Allen back to the middle. Shot over the top of the goal and out of bounds. Cheyenne Mountain at the 40. And they take it to the midfield. Running down. To the middle. Passed. Out in front. Loose ball. Thunderridge. Bringing in heavy defense. And it's going to be scooped up by Thunderridge. Reading at midfield. Throws it down to Meehan. Meehan waits for other girls to come down the field. Now that she's got a couple, she'll pass it over to Allen. Allen throws it behind the goal to Anderson. Anderson holds it. Throws outside to Saban. Saban's going to throw it over to Meehan. Meehan back over to Saban. Saban down to Meehan. Meehan shot. Goal. It's already a 4-0 game, 10 minutes into this game. The face-off won by Vista, scooped up by Reading. Reading taking it down the field, over to Meehan. Meehan to Allen. Allen goes down, into the middle. Shot! Knocked away. Behind the goal, Anderson. Anderson's going to keep it for herself. Thunderridge turns it over to Cheyenne Mountain. Kozinski was running down the field. Kozinski takes it inbounds. Down the field. Little stick movement. Backtracks. Still has the ball. Passes it down to Dyer. And it's turned over. Thunderridge, Raquette Allen. Down the near side. Out in front and a whistle. Passed out in front. Shot is stopped. Meehan trying to go for the goal there. Thrown to the side, knocked away. Goalie number 32, Ashley Gertz. Taken along the far side, number 1, Lindsay McCurley. McCurley still running down the field. Defense by number 11, Ava Saban. Pass down to Javernick. Shot knocked away by Serena. Turned over by Vista. Scooped up by Dyer. Dyer is going to pass it over to Bolio. Bolio cuts to the middle. Shot. Goal. And Cheyenne Mountain finally gets on the board. 4-1. Thunderridge still leads. Bolio scoring the first goal for Cheyenne Mountain. So 4-1 lead. Thunderridge still maintains. Cheyenne Mountain within 3 points now. So Thunderridge will take it down. Passed over to Rivera. Rivera to Meehan. Meehan throws it down in the middle. Shot. Goal. Goal by number 5, Raquette Allen. And she gets that point right back. Rivera passes it down to Meehan. Meehan over to Allen. Allen passes in the middle. Meehan, shot. Off the crossbar of the net. My apologies, it was a goal. 6-1. So 6-1, Thunderridge leads. CJ Meehan has scored her 3rd goal of the day. Face off, won by Cheyenne Mountain. Taken by number 6, Javernick. Javernick along the far side. He's going to pass it over to Burkett. Burkett over to Bolio. Bolio tries cutting into the middle. Defense won't allow her to. Keeps the ball herself. Bolio back over to Burkett. Burkett tries cutting into the middle, and that's going to be taken by Thunderridge. They're going to pass over to Meehan. Meehan waits for more offense to come down. He's going to hand it over to Rivera. Rivera down in the front. Shot! Goal! What an amazing trick that was. She makes it a 7-1 game. So Riley Rivera scores the goal, and then at the face-off will be Leona Rivera. Face-off won by Cheyenne Mountain. Burkett, and it's going to be taken by Thunderridge. Meehan down the middle. Passes it over to Allen. Allen tries cutting in. Passes back over to Rivera. And it's going to be a yellow flag. So coming in, shot, and goal. So Riley Rivera scores back-to-back goals. And Cheyenne Mountain will go on a timeout. Okay. Unplug that thing. Yeah, the input up there. We are back from that timeout. Thunderridge leads 8-1 against Cheyenne Mountain with 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Top two players I've seen so far. Number 1, Riley Rivera. Number 2, CJ Meehan. Meehan has put up 3 goals this game, and Riley Rivera has scored back-to-back. Her first goal was a behind-the-back goal. Pretty impressive. taking it down the field. Reading along the right side. Out jukes the player. Is going to pass it over to Anderson. And it's going to be a whistle. So Cheyenne Mountain will take over. McCurley along the far side, taking it down the field. Backtracks, passes over, and the referees blow the whistle. Out in front of the goal. Shot! Goal by number 5, Raquette Allen, and she's going to make it a 9-1 game. And now Cheyenne Mountain will have to have a team huddle with the girlie number 32, Ashley Gertz, a senior. And Riley Rivera will dap up the goalie, Serena Ryder. At the face-off, knocked up into the air, taken by Thunderridge. Eppers hands it over, shot, referee blows the whistle. So it's going to be a penalty shot here. Running in, shot, knocked away. Cheyenne Mountain will take over. McCurley taking it down, hucks it way down the field. Ergrens passes it over to Wingevingen, and it's taken by Thunderridge. Now scoop back up by Cheyenne Mountain. Dyer passes it over to Nidowitzki. Nidowitzki over to Kozlinski. Kozlinski passed over to Van Wiggen. And that's going to be a goal. Cheyenne Mountain scores their second goal of the game. .804 left to go in the first quarter. 9-2, Thunderridge leads. Face off, knocked up into the air. It's a scramble for it, running over it. Knocked away, and Thunderridge will keep it in. Ava Sabin scoops up the ball. Is going to pass it down to Allen. Turned over by Thunderridge. Cheyenne Mountain takes over. Number 7, LaHoy. LaHoy backtracks. Passes it over to McCurley. McCurley will pass it over to Nidowitzki. Nidowitzki passes it over to Bolio. Bolio throws it down the field to Van Wigenen. In the corner. Passed up. High shot. Knocked away. Ryder will pass it down to Eppers. Bounces off of Eppers' stick. Scooped up by Cheyenne Mountain number 4, Sophia Evans. Evans down the middle. In the corner. Passes over to Bolio. Bolio in the center. Runs around. Passed over to Jevernick. Javernick passes it over to Bolio. Bolio over to Dyer. Dyer back to Bolio. And it's going to be another goal for Cheyenne Mountain. And that's going to make it 9-3. Goal scored by number 5, Ava Van Wegenen. So Thunderridge still has a 9-3 lead. 6:28 to go in the first quarter. The face-off knocked up into the air. 4 sticks go up. Ultimately, Thunderridge will walk away with it. Talia Reading. Reading over to Sabin. Sabin down to Meehan. Meehan's going to hold it. Referee blows her whistle. Meehan passes it over to Allen. Back, out in front. Shot, knocked away, and Cheyenne Mountain takes over. Cheyenne Mountain throws it down to Bolio. Bolio over to Burkett. Burkett down the middle. Passed over to Javernick. Javernick to Bolio. Scooped up by Bolio. Bolio in the corner. Down to the middle. Knocked away. Out in front, Cheyenne Mountain runs in. Knocked away by Ryder. Back out in front is Klozinski. Klozinski over to Burkett. Burkett down to Van Wegenen. Back to Burkett. Over to Bolio. And Bolio loses the ball. There's a fight for it right now. Ava's Sabin trying to become the winner, but Cheyenne Mountain recovers. Javernick. Out in front. Knocked away, scooped up by Cheyenne Mountain. There's currently a fight for it. Penalty shot passed over to Bolio. Fight for it on the ground. Scooped up by Mountain Vista. Burke. Burke along the far side running down. Referee blows the whistle. Burke throws it down the field. Ball on the ground. Fight for it, and the referee blows the whistle again. Cheyenne Mountain, number 21, Nidowitsky. Sorry for stuttering on that, just having a little bit of trouble pronouncing that name. Hopefully I'll get it right before the end of the game. Nidowitzki waits, and she'll pass it over to McCurley. McCurley over to LaHoy. LaHoy along the far side. Taking it down. Passes it over to Burkett. Burkett over to Dyer. Dyer back to Burkett. Burkett back to Dyer. Bounces off her stick. Passed over to Klaczynski. Klaczynski running down into the middle. Backtracks, continue her footing. Shot bounced off of Ryder. Two minutes remaining in the first quarter. Penalty shot snagged by Ryder. Pass down the field. Bounces off of Saban's stick. Cheyenne will not be able to recover it. Instead, it's number 18, Lane Winters. Thunderridge taking it down into the middle. Rivera. Looks like she got hit in the head. Grabbing her head really quickly, taking a moment. Liana Rivera moves in. Penalty shot over the top of the goal. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Going back to get it is Lindsay McCurley for Cheyenne Mountain. McCurley passed up. Cheyenne Mountain taking it down. Klaczynski. And number 15, Ellie Nikio, gets shoved to the ground. Final 15 seconds in the first quarter. Ryder passes it, bounced off of a stick by Winters. Winters taking it down the field. Pass down to midfield, passed over to Burke. And that will be the end of the first quarter of play. Thunderridge leads Cheyenne Mountain 9-3. We will be back with second quarter action. We welcome you back to Halftime Helper Stadium. Thunderridge leads 9-3 against Cheyenne. Just a few stats that I would like to share in this game is that heading into it, Thunderridge is 7-5. Cheyenne Mountain is 6-7. But on the flip side, Cheyenne Mountain is on a 5-game losing streak. Thunderridge won their last game, but the game before that, they unfortunately lost. However, I'd rather be Thunderridge as they score and put their lead up to 7 as they lead 10-3. At the face-off, won by Ava Sabin. Sabin taking it down the middle of the field. Sabin passes over to Meehan. Meehan trying to go in. Passes it behind the goal to number 6, Rivera. Rivera's going to hold it. Rivera's going to bring it back up in front of the goal. Will not get a shot off, and it's going to be a yellow penalty flag. Looks like somebody got hit in the head out there on the field, so they're going to bring in the medical staff. Everybody will take a knee on the field. Only 1 minute into the second half, a player has got injured, and that is very unfortunate because that's something you never want to see. The penalty shot, and it's a goal. Thunderridge leads 11-3. Goal scored by number 5, Raquette Allen. Off the face-off, Thunderridge takes it down along the near side. Passed over to Meehan. Meehan out in front. Pass down to Fernland. And referees blow their whistle. Fernland is going to pass it over to Meehan. Meehan running in, and it's going to be another yellow flag. Penalty shot by Meehan. Shot. Goal. And that gives Thunderridge the lead, 11-3, only 2 minutes into the second half. I've been told by one of my camera operators who's on the field that if Thunderridge takes a 10-run lead, it will just be a running clock. Off the face-off, knocked away by Thunderridge, scooped up by number 7, Reading. Reading taking it down the middle of the field. Reading is going to pass it over. Thunderridge is going to take it behind the goal. Passed out in front. Shot! Goal! Number 11, Ava Sabin makes it a 13-3 game. So now it's going to be a running clock because Thunderridge has a 10-run lead. And that should move the game along faster because we have boys lacrosse up next in about 53 minutes. This game was delayed because there was a soccer game before this game at 3 o'clock. Off the face-off, and referees are going to blow their whistle. Well, I mean, heading into where there's a runoff off the clock, whenever anybody scores, for them to like set up on the face-off and drop the ball, that wastes off a minute and a half at least. Thunderridge has possession. Out in Anderson running around. Passed over to Fernland. Shot goes behind the goal. Cheyenne Mountain is going to pass it along the far side, and it's bounced away. Couldn't keep possession of it is number 21, Sam Nodowitzki. Shot, and that's another goal by number 5, Raquette Allen, and that's going to make it a 14-3 game. An absolute butt-kicking here at Halftime Help Stadium. Thunderridge has an 11-point lead, and we are only 5 minutes into the second half. And a timeout's going to be called, so that will hold the clock for a little bit. 20 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the second half. Thunderridge, an 11-point lead. We'll be back. Back from the timeout. With the faceoff, number 11, Ava Sabin. Passed over to Sabin. Sabin at midfield. Pass down the field to Allen. Allen over to Meehan. Meehan to Eppers. Eppers over to Furnold. Furnold shot, goal! That makes it a 15-3 game, and there's a mob scene out there in the field. And it's a mob scene everywhere, out on the field, on the bench, and Cheyenne Mountain just standing out on the field wondering, why, oh, why are we down by 12? At the face-off, Sabin. Ball knocked up into the air, taken by Cheyenne Mountain. Ball knocked away, scooped up by Ava Sabin. Ava Sabin along the near side. Sabin coming in. Passed over to Meehan. Meehan over to Eppers. Eppers over to Sabin. Off of Sabin, sick. She's able to recover. Over to Meehan. Meehan in the middle, backtracks. Meehan passed over, shot wide left of the goal, shot by Eppers. Furnold goes over and picks up the ball. Passed over to Ava Sabin. Over to Meehan. Meehan running in. And it's going to be a blown whistle. And Meehan will get another penalty shot. Meehan running in, passes it over in front of the goal. Shot goes over to the right, recovered by Thunderridge. Back out in front. Shot in there, going to wave off the goal. And Cheyenne Mountain hucks it down the goal. Referees blow the whistle, and I think they're going to call it back. Yep, looks like they are. So throwing the ball back, number 5, Ava Van Wigenen. And now Cheyenne Mountain's going to huck it down the field again. Almost turned over, and now it is Eppers taking it down, passes it out in front. Shot! Goal by number 24, Bridget Anderson. And that gives Thunderridge the lead, 16-3. And another timeout is called. And we are back from the timeout. Thunderridge has a 13-point lead. At the face-off, won by Thunderridge. Scooped up by Ava Burke. Burke taking it down the field. Passed over off of the stick of Rivera. She's able to get it before the ball goes out of bounds. Pass over to Meehan. Meehan back to Rivera. Rivera back over to Meehan. Meehan down to Rivera. Rivera passes over to Anderson. Anderson behind the goal. Over to Fernald. Loose ball, scooped up by Cheyenne. Cheyenne Mountain knocks it down the field. Taking it down the field, number 7, LaHoy. LaHoy passes over to Klaczynski. Klaczynski down the field. Goes around. Klaczynski over to Van Wagen. Van Wagen running around. In the middle, number 20, Bless. Bless over to Bolio. Ball is dropped. Scooped up. Knocked up into the air. Sabin trying to knock it away, and the referees are going to blow their whistle. Sabin will maintain possession of it, though. So Thunderridge gets to continue with the ball. Pass intended for Burke. Goes past her, so instead, Allen will get it. Allen along the far side. Throws it down. Rivera out in front of the net. Shot. Goal! Riley Rivera scores another goal, making it a 17-3 lead. And now it's a 14-point lead by Thunderridge. Substitution will be made. Coming on for number 11, Ava Sabin, number 21, McKenna Eppers. Eppers at the face-off. Knocked up into the air. Thunderridge knocks it away from the face-off circle. And Cheyenne Mountain scoops it up. Cheyenne Mountain down in Vista zone. Shot, and it's a goal. Cheyenne Mountain finally scores after it's been quite a while. I'd say at least 14 minutes. So it's now 17-4. Claire Kiselnicki scores the goal. So 11:45 left to go in the second half. And it'll be Cheyenne Mountain's ball. Cheyenne Mountain taking it down. Pass over to number 20. Bless. Bless takes it behind the goal. Bless holds it. Passes it over to Bolio. Bolio over to Bless. Out in front, shot. Stopped by Serena Ritter. She almost lost control of that one, but was able to recover. Bless behind the goal. Passed over to Bolio. And the referees blow the whistle. Ten minutes to go in the game. 13-point lead by Thunderridge. Cheyenne Mountain has it. They go backtrack, getting knocked around. Shot, goal. Cheyenne Mountain scores. Kiselnicki scores, and that cuts down Thunderridge's lead to a 12-point game. At the face-off, taken by Thunderridge, running along the far side, Eppers. Eppers heads back into the middle. Passed over to Rivera. Rivera to Allen. Allen over to Burke. Burke in the middle. Burke passed back over to Allen. Allen down low. Shot. And it's another goal for Thunderridge. Number 24, Bridget Anderson. That gives Thunderridge a 13-point lead with 7 minutes to go in the game. Face off won by Cheyenne Mountain. Now they knock it away. Scooped up by Thunderridge Rivera. Rivera backtracks, loses the ball, recovers. Taking it up, pass to Burke. Cutter. Cutter gets shoved and whistles blow. Cutter over to Allen. Allen backtracks around. It's going to be a penalty shot for Thunderridge. And they're going to hold up another yellow flag. Scooped up by Cheyenne Mountain. Taking it down along the near side. Number 22, Dyer. Dyer running down the field with it. Overpassed. Scooped up by Cheyenne Mountain. Number 2, Bolio. Cheyenne Mountain passed over to Burkett. Now behind the goal. Ball is lost. Scooped up before it goes out of bounds. Cheyenne Mountain running out in front of the goal. Shot. And that goes in. 5th goal for Cheyenne Mountain. Won by Thunderridge. Rivera takes it. Pass over to Allen. Allen along the right side. Pass back to Meehan. Meehan down to Cutter. Cutter over to Anderson. Anderson back to Meehan. Meehan down low. Cutter loses the ball. Scooped up. Behind the goal, Thunderridge. Over to Meehan. Over to Cutter. Cutter back to Meehan. Meehan down low to Anderson. Anderson shot, goal. 19-6. Thunderridge leads with 2:50 left to go in the game. Final 2 minutes in this game. Taken down the field by Cheyenne Mountain. Passed over to Javernick. Javernick back to Dyer. IR down low. Taken by Thunderridge. Knocked away. Serena Ryder throws it down the field to Allen. Allen taking it down. Over to Meehan. Meehan over to Cutter. Cutter back to Saban. Saban to Meehan. Final 45 seconds of the game. 13-point lead by Thunderridge. Cheyenne Mountain going to make one last attempt to try to score, maybe pad some stats. Taking it down the field, number 9. Burkett. Burkett passes it. Burkett holds it. Final 10 seconds. And the clock will stop at 6.6. So it's going to be a penalty shot for Cheyenne Mountain. The shot, and it's a goal for Cheyenne Mountain. And that's the end of the game. Thunderridge wins 19-6. So they walk away with a victory. Their senior night will be next Thursday. Up next, we have the Mountain Vista boys lacrosse team. It will be their senior night. We'll be bringing you live coverage of that at 7 o'clock. Jack Strassner and I have the call on that next. Thank you for watching the girls lacrosse game.